first, let me go to the week 7 lab overview. And it's kind of telling me here what we're going to do, and then we're going to come down and get our instructions. And open those in case I need them. Like this week, I think I'm going to do it on my computer. Well, no, I'll do it in the lab, but keep my backup on my computer. Now I get the lab report because this is what I'm going to submit when I get finished. Actually, this one probably is easier to do in the lab format. And my box didn't come out very big there. You can expand the box down to the bottom. And it probably will auto expand when you paste the code in there. Okay, so we have one computer replace and computer upgrade. And then a couple of questions about both of those, and we're done. All right, so we'll go back to modules and come to the week 7 lab. And in case you missed Tuesday, this week we're working on databases and querying information from a database. So we'll learn how to make a connection with the database, create one, and query information from it. Actually, I don't think we have to create it. I think it's already there. We just have to query it. Waiting on our computers to boot up. Okay, understanding the commands in computer database.vbs. All right, so, all right, yeah, this part is where they're showing me what's in the database. I want to open it and look at it. So I'm going to go to my File Explorer and go to the COMP230 folder. Oops. And I'm looking for computer database.accdb. Let's see if it'll let me open this file. May not add a new. Okay, let's see if it'll let me edit it with Notepad so I could see what's in it anyway. No, that's not going to work. Well, doggone it. It does work on the local computer when I do it. If you downloaded it. So give me 1 second and I'll show you that. And you can download this from files if you want to try it on your, keep doing the same thing. It didn't, that was wrong. Let's see if I can open it. There we go. Okay, so it's in a database called computers, and the table is also called computers. All right, so you can see here it gives there's an ID number, and then the type of computer, its host name, the room number it's in, the type of computer.
I'm sorry, Professor.
Uh-huh.
Where did you find that again?
You can download it from files, but it would not open on the virtual computer. You'd have to download it to your computer. You don't have to do that. Not at all. I'm just showing you here what's in that file.
Okay, thanks.
The CPU type, speed, number of CPUs, the bits and bit size, 64-bit or 32, if it's what the operating system is that's on that computer, how much memory, and the hard disk size. So that's the database we're going to be querying over here in our lab. And they showed us that here. That's what's in this table that they're listing there. So you can check it out there if you want to. I just brought it up so you can actually see the table. All right. I hate when they do that and they say, look at this code, and then the code's so small there's no way you can see it. So what I'm going to do is open this computer database.vbs. It gets a little bit easier to see here. And pretty much in this section of the lab, they're just telling us about these different parts of the code. So here in line 11, we're setting up a string variable. And it's actually going to be the query that we send to the database. So they call it SQL string, or it's the SQL query that we're going to be sending out to the database. Right? In this string, we can pull information from the table. So in this case, we're going to select all the records or all the files. I kept missing this on a quiz the other day, or my Quizlet. So select is used for files, and then from tells me the table I'm pulling from, and we can use aware, which we'll get to in a little bit, and it'll show us how we can make selections among those records or set a certain criteria for which records we want to see. Okay, lines 12 and 13. Take that off. Here. Are setting up the string that contains the specific driver for the type of database that we want to connect to. That's this data source. All right, so in this case, we're connecting to a Microsoft Access database. And in our lesson for this week, I'll jump over there real quick just for a second. They gave us examples of connecting to different types of databases. So we have the Microsoft, an SQL server, and a MySQL server. This is a Microsoft 2003 and earlier would use 4.0. And anything after that is going to use the 12.0. All right, just a side note, because it's for the specific type of database that you're using. And then we add the name of the database that we're using. So that's all part of that data source string that we're setting up, and we're going to send that and the SQL string to the database in just a second. All right, the next part we look at is, and they say 14 and 15, so to make their numbers match, I really have to delete the blank lines. So for 14 and 15, they're looking here at the set object connection. And so this is opening the connection to the database and then sending it our type of our data source, which was the type of database and the name of the database to open. So this section here is making the connection with the database, and we have to create an object connection. And this is ADODB dot connection, and then we use that to open our data source. All right, I'm moving right along. 16, 17. 16 and 17 are setting up our object record set. Now, the record set is the records that we're going to pull from the database, it's a group. So we can access, once we open the record set, we pass it this variable SQL string, and that does the selection for which data we're going to get from what table. And then next we use the move first, and that goes to the very first record. Now in this case we've selected stars, so that means we're going to get all the records. We're going to move to the first one. And that's when they tell us to move to the next page. All right, now we're on to 20 through 24. This is just displaying text to the screen. So this is our header. Column headings would be what I would call them. There are column headings. Then the next section, 25 to 37. Excuse me. In the next section, the do until. Let me get my scroll bar so I can see the whole thing. All right. So here's our do until, and what it's going to do is go until it reaches what's called the end of the file. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to loop until it finds what's called the end of the file. And that's a marker that you can't really see, but it's in there in memory after the data. And it keeps us from reading things outside of our table. So once we put that end of file marker in there, then when we read to the end of the file, we don't lapse into another file. Oh, I keep coughing, sorry. Then what we're going to do is create a record string. This is just another string variable. And we're going to put in that string information from all the fields that are in the file. And we happen to know that field number 1 is computer, the second one's host name, then room number. So these were the given field names for our database. The numbers after here are part of this pad instruction that's going to allow it to set nice columns. So we know the width of each column and we set them out using these numbers. They didn't do it with all of them because these are pretty much one column width, and that seemed to be fine. Whereas some of the others were a little bit longer. After we go through each field, each field once, then we wrap around and go to the next record. Okay. Once it reaches the end of the file, then it's going to exit the loop, close the record set, and close the connection, which is very important because if you don't close them, then the next time you try to execute, it'll say your file's open and you can't access it. Okay. Then at the end of that, we're going to do an echo, wscript.echo, and send that record string that we just created out to the screen. And here I was pretty sure when I did it this week, Tuesday, I couldn't figure out how to make the pad function work. You actually have to create your own pad function. And that was not given with the demo that we had, so it was not working. If you put this at the bottom of the example that's in the lecture, I'll look at that real quick. So if you put the pad function at the bottom of this example, then it will run just as it is. It was not executing the pad function for me because we did not have this function declared with it. That was very interesting once I found it here, and I was like, oh, that's why they thought there was a pad function, because there's one in the lab. Okay, so we've kind of looked at the code. That's what they were asking us to finish doing here. And we're on to page 5. Now we're going to change our query a little bit to determine which computers need to be replaced. Our decision will be based on the CPU speed, number of processors, and the size of the hard drive. So we're going to open the computer database VBS program if you have not already. Okay, I'll see the option to close it. Usually there's an X there. Just go file, close. Get rid of that one. All right. We're going to rename this file. I'll do a file save as and call it computer replace. Make sure the .vbs stays there. Excuse me. Sorry, I muted myself there and forgot to turn it back on. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit our select statement. And I'm probably going to post this and take a break for a minute. Excuse me. Trying to get this posted so you can keep moving. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so what I had to replace there, let me get rid of this so you can see it, is my SQL string, and I'm changing it so it selects the fields that I want, and then from computers where, and then we order by room number. So these are the stipulations laid out here. They want any computer with a CPU less than, any computer with a single CPU, so CPU equals 1, or at the speeds less than 2.1 gigahertz. So they did 2, not 2.1. You can edit that if you want, or you can leave it 2. A hard drive size less than 300 gigabytes. And then they want it ordered by room number. So change that, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So we modified the first section. Now we have to modify our heading, and they call it 20 through 24, but now that we've added all that information to our SQL string, it's not on 20 through 24 anymore, it's on 22 through 26. Okay, and in here we're going to look, and we did use computers, so I'll keep it. We did not use host name. So I'm going to get rid of it. And okay, our next one was room number, so I'll leave that one. Speed is next, so I'll get rid of CPU type. We did use number of CPUs, but not bit size. And me and my computer are fighting right now, and it's winning. We did use OS type and hard drive size, so I'll get rid of memory. All right, now that's just my column headings. Now I have to come down and eliminate the same things in this list right here. So that's where they're saying modify the do until loop body to includes only the fields being displayed. All right, so we used computer. We got to get rid of host.
That's right.
That's okay.
But I wasn't able to get the last part there. I was still trying to see it.
Up
I'm
top.
unable to zoom it or anything. Yes. Thank you.
All right, let me see if I can make it any bigger. 1 second. There you go. And that'll work. Just let me know when you're done with that section.
Else up here. But it seems like lines 17, 18, all the way through to 21. They're all the same.
It's right down here in the where it says record string.
Oh, that's where you think. Okay.
And I pulled out some of the headers here.
Mhm.
Because we only need the ones that we called for their data. So that should match this list up here.
Oh, okay.
So these are the ones where the next section we're editing. And you just got to delete some of them out of there. So holler when you're done with that. Oh, I'll go ahead and move down just a little bit because then we also had to pull the ones we're not using out of this section. So I'll go ahead and do that and leave it and let you do all of that.
Okay, thank you.
Host name. Keep room number. I get rid of CPU type. Keep speed. keep number of CPUs. I gotta get rid of bit size. Okay, I keep OS type and I get rid of memory. Okay, so again, those should match the ones up top. They should all be the same. Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
All right. That should be all we had to change. Run your program from the command window. So yeah, now we go up and save it. And we'll go to the command window. Navigate back to, well, I'm not having a good time typing. COMP230. And we will wscript computer replace .vbs. It did say wscript. Okay, so yeah, that came out in a little Windows window. I'm not sure why I put this 280 on the next line. Because it is not a resizable window, but that's not a huge deal. We can then copy this. I'm going to do a C script so I can copy it in this window. There we go. Now it all came out in the right window. My hard drive size, you can see my column headings are just off slightly. So I can go fix that and move room number back a little bit. We don't have to do that though. That's not extremely important. It's just cosmetics. I don't know why we gave room number 14 spaces. That seems a little long. We'll save it and run it again and see how it comes out after I took some of that space out from room number. Oh. Me and my command prompt window, come on. All right, now I really could stand to move this data back. And I think that's because we gave room 14 spaces. I might cut that down to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's give it 8, not 14. And sometimes you have to do this a few times till you get your headings lined up and get everything looking just right. Must have not saved it because it's in the same place. No. I saved it. Am I calling the right one? Yep, computer replace. Let me try 5 then, because I know it needs to go smaller. I think I'm on the right one. There we go. I think 8 was right. Because now these are too far over, so I'll go back and maybe it didn't save right when I did the 8, or I didn't save it. So I'm going to try that again. Nope. So let me go back. If that's 8 and 5 was over here, let me try 6. Okay. Maybe 7's the magic number. 8's too far. 6 still ain't quite there, so let's try 7. All right, we're getting there. I don't see how 8 pushes it all the way over here. But I'll live with what I got right now. Number of CPUs needs to go over a little bit. Let me see if that's the data or the heading. All right, again, I think it's because that speed's off, but I mean room number, but again, 8 was too high. Unless I wasn't looking right. And it's 7.5. In fact, I like it better where it comes out at 7 than I do where it comes out at 8. So I'll stick with 7 and then fix everything else from there. All right. So from the 7, and I still need to move number of CPUs over. So for speed, let me put in let me try 2 at first. Oops, didn't like how I did that, so I did something wrong. 1 second. Oh, I have to put parentheses in there. And I have to include the pad. And that looks right. Okay. Nope, my comma's in the wrong place. All right. And when I get done adjusting this, I'll kind of leave it for a minute and let you come back and set yours up. Now I'm really confused by this pad function. All right, so speed. Did I just change speed? I did. So it needs to go to like 6. Clear that and do it again. Get closer. Oops. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, I guess it hits a tab at a certain spot once I give it so much space, but there we go. Now we're looking at speed in this column, number of CPUs. This is our operating system, and this is the hard drive size. So I could move this a little bit over, but you can play with that if you want to. I'm kind of good with what I've got here. It's readable. So I'm going to copy that. No, that's not how I do it. I have to hit enter, select it, and hit enter. And then copy. And I don't think they asked for this in the report, but I'm going to put it down here. Oh, yeah, they do. There's the run. So that I can then answer these questions. But I'll go back and leave this up for a minute. Come on, cooperate. Oh, I know what it is. I forgot I made it so much bigger. That makes it weirder to move. So I was struggling there for a second. I got it. And then we'll also copy all this code and put it in the first block. Do it from here. Once I copy it, that puts it on the virtual clipboard, and then I do the Control-C to copy it again. And then I can come put it in my answer key or report. So now I'll come back over here and leave that for a few minutes and let you get that part finished up. And on your answer key, and sorry, I keep saying that, on your lab report. And holler at me if you have any questions, or let me know when you get done with that. Mine got moved down to the 3rd page. There we go. So it should go in your window like that. And then we're supposed to answer these questions.
And you said this goes down to the 2nd page?
Right, this is the run. And then you want to put the program on page 1.
Okay.
And then your run's on page 2, right above the questions.
Right above these questions here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I need to put it up here. Okay.
No. In the box.
In this small box here?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
There you go.
What the heck happened? All right, here we go again.
It's still white over there, so it's like it didn't copy.
Okay.
And it didn't get it all anyway. So you might want to expand your page to full view so you can get that whole window.
Okay.
Let's
see. Did you get it all? It didn't. Okay.
So once it turns white, you hit enter.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go. That's getting it. Okay, so hit enter, then Control C.
There we go. Control C.
Yeah.
And now, come on. Put it in this small box.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Great. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. And
oh my God. Okay. And then the program itself in the first page. Okay, I'm with you.
All right. I don't know why I can't go back to sharing. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So now we're going to answer those questions. How many computers will be replaced due only to CPU speed being less than 2 gigahertz? So we look in the speed column and I see 1. In fact, here. Ooh, I can use my tablet. I don't get to use it enough, and I love using it. This is pretty cool. All right, so let me see if I can get one. So under speed, we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. So there's 4 of those. And number of CPUs equal to 1 here and here. So there's 2 of those. Hard drive size less than 300 here and here. So less than 300, not less than or equal to. So I got 2 there. All right, it says how many computers will be replaced due to 2 or more reasons? So this computer has 1 reason. This computer has 1 reason. This one only has 1. This one only has 1. That one only has 1. I don't see any that that have 2 or more. Unless I'm missing something. But that one's only got 1, that one's 1, that one's 1, that one's 1, that one's 1, this one's only 1, that one's only 1, and that one's only 1. So, now, I think what they did was they included, because their answer came out a little bit different than mine, I think they included these 2 300s. And then we actually had 2 of them that were due for more than one reason. But it didn't say equal to 300. It said less than 300. 300 is not less than 300, so I would not include those. So, but I'll give you a few minutes to finish that one up, and then we'll go do the next part. Okay, so we're on to page 6, and this is upgrade. So I'm going to reopen, and I would do this even if I was you, because if not, you end up typing stuff in. Go back and open the original computer database .vbs.
This, oh, okay.
And we're going to rename this one Computer Upgrade. So I'll do Save As and make it Computer Upgrade with 2 E's. Nope. Computer Upgrade.vbs.
In this one, Computer Upgrade.
All right, so it's the same kind of thing we were doing a minute ago, except for different options. So we're going to modify that line 11 again. And I'm going to cheat real quick. I think I can. This is my second one. There's my string. Actually, I don't need that one now. All right, it's moving stuff on me.
Oh, no.
I'm going to edit my line 11. And I'm going to zoom in. Whoops, trying to. And make that easier to read. So this one is computer, host name, room number, OS type, and memory. So for select, we want computer, host name, room underscore num, OS underscore type, and memory. Then our conditions, where memory equals 2, our OS type is Fedora, or the OS type is Windows XP. And then we want to put in order by OS type. And just holler at me when you get done with that section, and we'll go down and do the headings.
Okay.
Hey, Sabrina, that's all right. I'll be sending out the recording. And it depends on how fast it gets back to me. Sometimes they don't get them back to me till tomorrow. Apparently, system's been being used quite a bit. And when we get done with this lab, I'll look at, I think you were working on lab 5. I'll look at that with you and see if I can help you get it working. If you can hang out.
Yeah, I can. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. In fact, if you want to jump in on the second part of this with us, we just started this. And what we did to start was open the computer database.vbs. And we saved it as computer upgrade. And that was pretty much all we had done so far. And now we're about to edit that file. And keep clicking on the plus sign. This is the section we just edited. And I got to get it back over so you can read it all. Alrighty. So now we're just going to make these headings match that section again. So I've got computer, host name, and room number. So that section, the top part stays the same. My next one is OS type. So I'm going to get rid of almost everything on that line except for OS type. Then I use memory, but I don't use hard drive size.
You don't use the HDD size? Hard drive? Yeah, that's what
No,
I said. I'm sorry.
we took that one out.
Okay.
Just memory on the bottom line. I'm not going to worry about the spacing right now. I'll come back after I run it and fix that part. Trying to get my other scroll bar. Hang on. Come on.
Hi, Sabrina.
Hi.
Make this window a little bit smaller. That'll help. Come on. All right. Sorry about that. I got to get it to where we can see everything, and there we go. Okay. So I'm leaving computer, host name, and room number. I'm going to get rid of CPU type, speed, number of CPUs, and the bit size. All 4 of those are going away. And then I get rid of okay, I'm not going to need this last line, so I'm going to move that carriage return line feed up to that line. But that did not delete for some reason. There it goes, okay. So now this list matches this list, which matches the list up top. I'll give you a few minutes there, and then we'll go run it. Again, we want to make sure and get this space here after computers. It didn't have a third line this time, so we didn't need the other space, but there should be a space here after computers. And then after memory, instead of ampersand underscore, we want the ampersand VBCRLF. Okay, so we'll go run it. And go over and get our command prompt. Did I save it? No, I did not. So save.
Uh-oh.
And then we're going to come back to this window and navigate back to COMP230. And then I'll C script. This one is computer upgrade.vbs. Oops, I have a mistake somewhere on line 30. Let's go see what I did there. Well, it looks like somehow I deleted my underscore. And it did not like that. So the first line should have an underscore, second one an underscore, the third and the fourth an underscore, and then the last one the VBCRLF.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you want me to go back? Hang on, I'll scroll back down there.
Well, I was just going to go and check mine. I think I had the underscore. Yeah, I do have the underscore.
I think I just accidentally deleted mine.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, there we go. And then I'll highlight this section. In fact, hang on, I've got to go back there. We go. I did not make these things line up. I'm not real worried about it at this point. I know what goes where. These are the computers. These are the host name. This is the room number. This is the OS type, and that's the memory. I won't hold it against you if you don't line them up. So I'll highlight that, hit enter. Except for it didn't work. So I'm going to try it again. Highlight that, hit enter. And I'll bring that down. That's actually going to go on the last page of the report, right up above these questions.
On page 4, then?
Yeah. And it doesn't look like I got it. I didn't quite copy enough times or something. Let me try it one more time. Select it. Hit enter. And then Control C. Maybe that's what I forgot was my Control C that time. Then I can paste it there. There we go. Then I'll come back and copy my program.
Put this on mute. It's pretty noisy back here. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Everybody's forced to be home right now, so one of the commercials I've seen, it says something about new coworkers, and it's got her little like 3-4-year-old son crawling up in her lap. I was like, yep. Oh. All right, so I copied that, then I got to Control C to copy it again and get it over to, I guess that's page 3. I don't know why. Usually they were giving us a huge box. This week they gave us a line, and you kind of got to find it. And then once you paste your information in there, it expands to the size of your text. So that was a little bit different this week. All right, and we got...
That is different, but it helps a little, I think.
Kind of.
You just have to find the line. That's all.
I'll say once you find it, yeah, it makes it pretty easy.
Right.
All right. So we'll answer these 3 questions. How many Fedora 10 computers will be upgraded? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those. Ooh, I forgot. I can use my tablet. So yeah, we have 1,
That's the
2,
exciting part.
3, 4. Yeah, those are our Fedora 10 computers that'll get replaced or upgraded.
Okay.
How many Windows 7 upgraded due to 2 gig of memory? So there's 3 of those in that group. And then Windows XP will need a memory. I don't know, I'm not understanding that question. How many Windows X compute? Let me go back and read the directions, or go back to my... Because usually down here they spell it out a little bit better. This query should generate 16 records. Nope. All right, let me go back to the top where they tell me what they wanted. Fedora 10 machines. XP machines are upgraded to Windows 7. If we find any computers with only 2 gigs of memory, we will upgrade the memory to 4. Okay. So I think they're actually asking that backwards. Because it says all XP machines are upgraded to Windows 7. So if I go back and look at my list, all of the XP machines.
It looks like there's 3 of those, I think.
Well, all of the XP machines get upgraded to Windows 7.
Huh.
But then it says if Windows, yes, I think they just...
Because right here, I'm showing 2 IBM -I1604. So it's not upgraded to the 4? Would that be it?
All of these that say XP are going to get upgraded. Just because they're XP. They're going to get upgraded to Windows 7. But it was asking me about memory and OS. Oh, okay, I got it. Let me go back.
I'm on the wrong page. Okay. All right.
Yeah, don't answer the last questions for this.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Okay.
All right. So let me do that again. Fedora 10, we've got 4 of those right here. All right. Then the Windows 7, due to memory, there was 3 of those. All right. Then it says how many XP computers will need a memory and OS upgrade. So they all get an OS upgrade, but only 1, 2, 3 of them get memory and OS upgrade. That's one of those logic terms we use in programming. So you need to, it has to be, both conditions have to be met. So if all of these get an upgrade, but only 3 of these get a memory upgrade, then only 3 of them get both. Does that make sense? It's because we're using the word and there. So even though all of these qualify based on XP, only these 3 qualify based on memory. And that's what they're asking me for here, memory and OS. So I got 4, 3, and 3. And we're now done with our last lab of COMP230. Congratulations.